in quite a surprising story, actually, which I think no one in FE was expecting, the way NIO 333 was sort of handling themselves for last season by being a customer team of Dragon, taking the last season's powertrain, being part of this Shanghai Lijiang racing team that had taken over from the actual NIO brand, and NIO had become a title sponsor. There was a lot of question marks, Jack, on, the direction that NIO were going in. And this week, NIO sort of answered, or the Shanghai, that's the name of the city, Shanghai. That Lijiang racing team have sort of told us what they're doing. And I was shocked, actually, Jack, when they said in the press release that, we've become a manufacturer now. We have built our own powertrain. Were you expecting that?
No, not at all. We were talking about, even as little as a month ago, saying, should NIO become a customer powertrain supplier for one of the from one of the big teams? That came a bit out of the blue. And I think no one really expected to see that. I'm happy to see that, because I think it shows that, like, last year they're like, okay, yeah, we'll take this powertrain, we'll be towards the back, but we're going to develop our own mega one for season 7. Well, we hope it's mega anyways, because it hasn't been a good last couple years for NIO. In the press release, they said that their reliability was absolutely fantastic, so that's good to know. And so, because it's fantastic, they're now working heavily on the performance of it, and then hopefully, we'll see in winter testing at some point at the end of November. Fingers crossed, they might be further up the field, and with a lineup, they're retaining Oliver Turvey for next season. They doubly confirmed on that, because I think it's something that none of us at FEZ kind of realised. We thought they were all like on 1-year contracts or everything. No, Ollie was on a multiple year deal with the NIO, so he's staying, and the second seat is still yet to be announced. I'd be surprised if it isn't Daniel Apter or Marcin Kua, but the NIO car, it sounds a lot more promising than the last couple of years at least.
Tom Blomqvist has actually been testing alongside Oliver Turvey. So I found that very interesting as well when I found that out. So I don't think Daniel... I think Daniel App's still a shoe-in. Why they maybe tested? Probably because of he's in Germany and they've been testing in England, so they needed a British driver. So Tom Blomqvist is British, living in England, therefore easy to get hold of, easy to test. So can't read too much into Tom Blomqvist doing the test, but you never know, he may become a reserve driver. Honestly, with coronavirus at this precise moment, and Marcin Kua being in China, he may have had a contract, and he did state to us that he had a contract for season 7 to be in that car. But with him being in China, with all the restrictions that's going on, I know China might be getting a bit better, but obviously, to be honest with you, I haven't really seen much of the news lately in China with coronavirus. I know, like, Vietnam was doing really well, even though there was been an official announcement of the Vietnam Grand Prix being cancelled, but it wasn't on the calendar anyway, so kind of realised. But anyway, moving on from that, I don't know if he will be in the car, so there is a spot there for Daniel Abt. And even if Tom Blomqvist jumps in, and has to jump in, or Daniel Abt, decides, you know what, I said I was going to take a break from Formula E. I'm happy that I got a second chance with NIO, but actually, on consideration, I'm actually happy to step away. Who knows? Who knows if that's what he's decided to do? So we'll find out soon, because there's actually, we're already now, like October 16th, I think, or 15th when we're recording this. And you're thinking, but there's still Dragon to, like, have a lineup confirmed. You've still got NIO, obviously. Oliver Turvey, we know, has a lineup driver. He's got a team. So there's still a few seats available for drivers to jump and go from one place to the other, which will be quite interesting to see. And you're thinking, well, Venturi have announced it now. You still got BMW, which we're going to get onto soon about there, but they still got to announce a driver. Mahindra still have to announce a driver. So over these next couple of weeks, it's going to be really interesting in the driver market when the final pieces of the puzzles are put into place as we go to Valencia. So going back to the original point of NIO, what I found interesting from the press release, Jack, is that they seem to understand, and it seems like it was a planned move, to have the Dragon powertrain. They knew they were going to be slow. It was all about, let's just build the team, get players. They've brought in new engineers. They've made some signings. Let's find out where we are, where our base is, and build this powertrain and move forward and become some sort of, successful racing team. They wanted that, they said in the press release it was their biggest investment. And I think, Jack, that was what I was interested in, is that this was his plan. And we've put in an interview request for Christian Silk from NIO, who hopefully can explain more to us about that. But I'm interested about this plan thing, knowing that it was a planned approach. What do you make of that?
I think at the end of the day, that might have been very clever from NIO, deciding to just abandon season 6 overall, and then just go for a season 7 attack. I'm not sure how long in advance they were planning this, but I'm not sure whether COVID may have played a part into it or not, or anything like that. But yeah, I am excited by the prospect of this, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to. I'm not going to say, they're going to win race, they're going to fight for podiums, but if they can fight for the lower end of the points week in, week out, and Ollie Turvey can get a few super poles, then I think that will be a rather successful season for NIO as a team. But I think maybe they saw season 5, because even then season 5 was not great for them. Season 4 was fantastic. They got their first podium in years at the Mexico City race, where Ollie finished second. Season 5 just didn't really work out for them. I think they only got a handful of points, and Tom Dillman didn't score a point that season. And then obviously they kind of just must have just been like, now we'll just focus on season 7 rather early on, because they did choose relatively late in the day in season 6 to abandon their powertrain and go with Dragon. But hopefully this is a move that will pay off for them, and they'll be able to at least nab more points than they have over the previous 2 years.
I think for me, Jack, is Oliver Turvey. I think that was the key. I remember, I always go back to that interview we did with Ollie back in the end of May, and you could just tell the frustration in his voice, right? When you're talking about, what's gone wrong, what the issues are. And, he's been part of that team since, not day dot, but close enough. In season 1, when he joined at the last final 2 races of the season. And, we said to him, all the drivers say that you're underrated and you deserve to be fighting in a really good car. And, how does that make him feel? And you could tell the frustration that he wasn't doing that, if that makes sense. So I think for me, I don't know how long left of Oliver Turvey's contract is, but I think this is a big moment for NIO. If they can prove to Turvey that it was right staying, right, for this season and not breaking his contract and moving to potentially to another season, staying, work with this new powertrain, and if it does work for him, then he's like, okay, right, I've got a team now, we're moving in the right direction. I've still got plenty of years left in him. We all know Oliver Turvey's still got plenty of years left in him. Maybe I can build this team back towards the front, their heyday where they were in season 1. But if it does not work, then surely the conversation's got to start flying again that Oliver Turvey needs to skip that team as quickly as possible.
100%. I have. After seeing that press release, I do feel a lot more confident in NIO for this season. But yeah, I think we will definitely revisit this during the week of testing, and then also after the first few races in Santiago, in Mexico City, and after that double header in Diriyah as well.
No, yeah, I think you're absolutely right in terms of we will know, right? If they're not good, you can't really do much unless they can find something amazing in their software, because the hardware I think is already homologated, I think. So they're good with the reliability. So they can only really work on the software of the car and see if that can make any progress there. We saw Jaguar make progress there through the course of the season, and obviously Virgin Racing obviously being better than Audi at their own powertrain. So and obviously Audi then catching up. So progress can still be made throughout the season. So it'll obviously be interesting to see where NIO are and what progress they can make and where they are on the grid, because, you know, Oliver Turvey has been a loyal servant to that team, and everyone says he deserves a seat, and, you know, his loyalties is to NIO, and fair play to him. But I feel like this is the third chance now. Like season 5, okay, moving into Gen 2, let's move forward. We didn't go forward. Season 6, you decided to go to Dragon. Season 5, we're not going to be very good. Season 7, okay, we've got a new powertrain. We've got this powertrain for 2 years. Okay, let's move forward with it, and as best that we can.